Reinforcements have arrived.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Agreed.
Construction options.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Once. Vehicle reporting. Very well.
Construction
Vehicle.
complete.
Vehicle reporting.
This is
Affirmative.
under
Waiting
attack.
order. Yes, sir. Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
New construction options.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
On hold.
Affirmative.
Cancel.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Yes, sir.
Construction complete. New construction options.
Reporting at once.
Building.
Affirmative. Agreed. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Agreed. Reporting. Reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Building. On hold. Cancel.
Ready and waiting.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Acknowledged.
On hold. Cancel.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged.
New construction options. Building. Construction complete. New construction options.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Reporting. Ready and waiting. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete.
Affirmative.
Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. On hold. Cancel. Building.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Awaiting orders.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. On hold. Cancel.
Yes, sir. Very well.
Building.
At once. Very well.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. At once. At once. Very well.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction
Yes, sir.
complete. Unit ready.
Waiting orders.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Very well.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative.
Construction complete. New construction
Yes, sir.
options.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Repairing. Unit repaired. Repairing. Building. Unit ready. Unit repaired. Repairing. Construction complete. Unit ready. Building. Unit repaired. Repairing. Building. Unit repaired. Unit ready. Construction complete. Repairing. Building. Unit repaired. Repairing. Building. On hold. Cancel.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged.
Unit repaired. Unit ready. Building.
Awaiting
Repaired.
order. Acknowledged.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Affirmative. 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 Awaiting
Prepared.
orders.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit repaired.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Awaiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Now affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir?
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir? Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Agreed.
Building. Construction complete. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Vehicle
Construction
reporting.
complete.
Affirmative. Reporting. Knowledge.
Building.
Affirmative. Knowledge. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledge.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Unit ready.
Acknowledge.
Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Unit lost.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. On hold. Cancel. Building. Construction complete. Construction complete. Building. Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building. Building.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit
Waiting
ready.
orders. Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Yes,
Unit
sir.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Vehicle
Building.
reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds. Construction complete. Unit ready.
Vehicle
Building.
reporting. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
New construction options. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Waiting orders. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes,
Unit
sir.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Ready and
Unit
acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Insufficient.
Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledge.
ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Unit ready.
Acknowledge.
Building.
Acknowledge.
Unit ready.
Acknowledge.
Building.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge.
Unit
Yes, sir.
Waiting. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Vehicle report. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Training.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Training.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Vehicle. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Awaiting orders.
On hold. Cancel. Repair.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Training.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
prepared.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Awaiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Repairing. Building. On hold. Cancel. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Reporting.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders. Reporting.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Prepared.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds. On hold. Cancelled. Repairing. Unit repaired. Repairing.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit repaired.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Repairing.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit repaired. Repairing.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit repaired.
Affirmative.
Repairing.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit repaired.
Affirmative.
Repairing.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit repaired.
Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit repaired. Building.
Reporting.
Repairing.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Unit
Affirmative.
repaired.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Repairing.
Acknowledged.
Yes,
Unit ready.
affirmative.
Repairing.
Awaiting
Orders.
acknowledged.
Unit repaired.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Reporting. Reporting. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building. Unit repaired.
Affirmative.
Repairing. Unit
Affirmative.
repaired. Repairing.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit repaired. Repairing.
Acknowledged.
Unit repaired. Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building. Repairing.
Acknowledged.
Unit repaired.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Repairing. Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit repaired.
Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Building. Construction complete. Unit ready. Building. Naval unit lost. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Unit ready.
Vehicle reporting.
Building.
Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting.
Awaiting order. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building. Repairing.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit repaired. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
Repairing.
Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit repaired.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Vehicle reporting.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
No.
Mission accomplished.